body needed. And it was like, my body was like, yes, like I'm here, I'm ready, let's do this. And my name is Emily Joy Bell, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 32. Got some pretty bad news. I have cancer. It's pretty weird to say. I have cancer. Before I was diagnosed, I was absolutely striving for a healthy lifestyle. I had encountered some really difficult times in my health, and so I had really recommitted to my health and said, okay, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And I had pursued all sorts of different things, and I'd seen improvements. I'd seen great improvements. One of the major goals in my health efforts was to get pregnant, which I had done with Marley. My health had gotten a lot better. I had really worked on my diet. I had started juicing. I was juicing daily. So much so that in one of our 4 suitcases when we went traveling, a juicer made the cut, and we packed around a juicer in our suitcase for 7 months. You know, we lived out of 4 suitcases, and one of those contained a big old juicer. And it broke down when we were in New Zealand, so we bought a new juicer and then packed the new juicer around. So I was definitely committed. I knew the importance of nutrition. It was really important to me to eat healthy. I knew my body couldn't tolerate gluten and dairy and sugar very well, so I had already eliminated those long before I was diagnosed. So I was working really hard with health as a goal.
Yeah, it's yum.
I had a small lump, suspicious lump area that I'd had checked several times over the last 7 years. I remember for sure in Australia being like, this feels bigger. I need to get this checked. And then the next month we were in Taiwan, and I was like, I definitely need to get this checked. Kobe and I had a conversation in the kitchen, and I remember crying and just melting down and being like, I was terrified. What if this is cancer? And he said, I don't know if it's cancer or not, but I know you're gonna be okay. And I remember the way that he said that with such certainty and conviction just put my mind at ease. And then it was about another month until we got home from that point, I think. And so in that time, I scheduled an appointment to follow up. It was a pretty exhausting day emotionally and physically and mentally. Colby was out of town, which was the crappiest of timing. There was only one appointment, and it happened to be that day while he was going to be gone. Ultimately, my mom ended up coming with me, which was a huge blessing, because after the doctor did the physical exam, she was like, yeah, I definitely want to have you go do an ultrasound, then possibly a mammogram, and then possibly a biopsy. There was consultation in between there where I'm talking with the doctors, and they're telling me here's what this could be, here's what it looks like to us, and whatever. And then they were like, and now you wait. And she called when we were at Costco, and she gave me all the information, and I was just on information overload. I just remember she kept saying, you're cancer, and I remember thinking what is that? It did not compute. I was like, what is she, I was in shock and disbelief. And then I remember getting through checkout and everything, just trying to listen on the phone, but having the hardest time processing everything.
I just always kind of felt like everything was going to be okay. And so I think when I heard cancer, I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. I think I was just kind of in shock. And it's funny because like I said, I felt like everything was going to be fine, but there was still some fear. I feel like there is fear associated with that word.
First, I met with a surgeon. Her bottom line recommendation was, here are your couple of different options. If I were to recommend something tomorrow, it would be for you to have a mastectomy. A lumpectomy is to the tumor's too large to do a lumpectomy at this point. So I was really devastated by that because I wasn't like, yeah, let's cut off my breast. So I was getting mixed information. I had another friend who worked with cancer patients healing naturally and was kind of like, you need to go completely vegan, which I wasn't completely open to at that point. I was like, I already eat a really restricted diet. So just kind of gathering opinions, gaining information. The surgeon had relayed my case to the oncologist. They had a panel of doctors to look over it, and the surgeon had communicated that she didn't feel strongly about recommending chemo at that point because she didn't feel confident that my case would respond well to chemo. And so she was like, I'm not really recommending chemo right now. So I was really taken by surprise when we went into the oncologist's office and this panel of doctors has met, and she said, so our number one recommendation is chemo. And I was just kind of felt like that took me out of left field. And
I felt like the oncologist appointment was the one that kind of stood out the most to me, of just kind of feeling like there was no hope, kind of like, this is your option. And I think she even had said, you're gonna die from cancer, like, in your life. It's just a matter of when.
The next little while I was processing the options, got the mastectomy on one side, chemo on the other side, got hormone therapy, radiation, different options, the primary ones that they were recommending, mastectomy and chemo. And I just didn't really feel like peace and confidence about either. So I was looking for alternative options. For about as long as I can remember, outside has been my happy place and where I find peace. Like when I envision myself like in a safe, peaceful environment, I'm always outside. Blue skies, birds, grass, trees, mountains, valleys, rivers, streams, just nature. It led me to Hope for Cancer. And once I landed on their website, it just like resonated with me. When I read the 7 key principles and read about their philosophy and approach and some of the stories and things, I was like, yes, this feels like a fit. This feels like the place where I'm supposed to go. When I first found it, I was like, yes, I know this is what I want to do. And then I was like, okay, how much is it? And I saw how much it was or heard how much it was, and I was like, okay. And I knew it would like take a little bit of time to figure out, like, get Colby on board, make sure my parents were on board, and then get the funds together. And so then the next few weeks were about that, figuring out the money, making sure everybody felt okay with this decision that I was making.
And then, but it came to the point where we just had to make a decision, and we felt really good about the decision to go to Mexico, to go to Hope for Cancer.
My hope, my hope, my hope, hope. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, 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 hope. My hope, my hope, my hope, hope. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, first day, yeah? So, how was your day?
So I went into it with a migraine, and when I have a migraine, I feel like it's kind of hard to see like clearly and accurately. So I went in just kind of like robotically and in pain. So I don't know that I can trust like my first impressions really. The highlight of today was just feeling like, yes, this is it. Like I am on the right path. This is where I'm supposed to be. Everything has led to this moment, led to me being here. Just that feeling of like, yes, this is what my body needs. I was talking with the doctor and he was explaining some of the therapies and treatments, and I just got like overwhelmed and emotional because I just knew that it was what my body needed. And it was like, my body was like, yes, like I'm here, I'm ready, let's do this. And
I just felt like there, I got the feeling more of it, like, and from the people there too, right? Like, everybody was just wanted to get healed. People were filled with hope, really. They weren't in despair. They weren't filled with fear. It felt like there was hope, and people were all like on the same journey of healing and hope.
Each day looks pretty similar. You arrive early in the morning, so they have their own transportation, so they pick you up early in the morning, and then you arrive at the clinic. You're always greeted with hugs. It's so sweet. You're just so warmly received. And then they have a prayer circle. They have a song. They have awesome guy Arturo who plays his guitar, sings a song, and then everybody who wants to participate stands in a circle, holds hands, and whoever wants can say a prayer. And it's just such a sweet, amazing experience to have people of all faiths from all over the world hold hands and join in prayer. And that was one of my favorite things, was always starting the morning with the prayer circle and hugs, and just feeling so safe and loved and supported in that way. They serve you breakfast and they serve you lunch, which are just delicious and amazing. Like so valuable, so amazing that they prepare all the food there for you. I just wish I had a chef in my home to make me wonderful, amazing, delicious smoothies and salads and juice, fresh juice always. And they'll start an IV, give you whatever IVs you're having that day. So rotating vitamin C, B17, ozone blood, different things like that.
What?
Day 4.
Day 4.
Felt pretty relaxed. Felt like I received the treatments pretty well today. Just felt good. Found a book, read for a lot of the time. I love that they make me juice 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and then 1 to go.
That has your name on it.
And then rotate through a variety of other treatments. Day number 7 in Cancun. Felt like I was kind of getting in a routine, kind of know what's coming, feel pretty relaxed, feel pretty good about everything, except for the hyperbaric oxygen chamber today. I must have a little bit of a cold because it was super painful. So they've got the Indivo, which is a heat treatment done directly on the tumor site. Then there's the infrared lamp, which is done for 30 minutes on the tumor site or treatment site. And then lymphatic or relaxing massage, 30 minutes every day. So today, things that stuck out. One was I had several moments of laughing with some of the nurses and therapists in my treatments today. And it was really good to just have some comic relief. One of them, I was getting a colonic, and it's quite embarrassing and awkward and uncomfortable. And it was good to just laugh at some pretty awkward, funny situations. I was a little more tired, didn't wake up feeling more rested. One of the things I love about Hope for Cancer is that in general, it's just a really positive, really warm environment. The staff were awesome, always giving you hugs, just really accepting, embracing, heartwarming environment. The sauna for detoxing, or you alternate sauna or what we call the pizza oven, which is hyperthermia to raise the body temperature to fever grade temperatures, because cancer cells can't thrive at fever grade temperatures. And hyperbaric oxygen chamber for an hour. That was an emotional therapist, talked about family history, generational things, traumas and accidents and deaths and abuse and those kinds of things. So that was good. Looking forward to doing more of that. I'm ready to heal. I'm excited. The light bed, you alternate every other day doing red light therapy. You have a light pad that you do on the tumor. I just kind of wanted to stay there and do more treatments because I'm I'm here to heal. Let's do this. I didn't come here to be on vacation. I mean, it's nice to be done early. Go hang out by the pool, go hang out at the beach, but I'm here by myself. I just want to heal. Vibra shaky machine for the lymphatic system, drainage. So it's just a full day. Oh, and then you're getting some injections, always dealing with your IVs, switching IVs in and out and things. So a lot of just really therapeutic treatments. And I met with the emotional therapist on Saturday. We talked about some good things, but it totally wiped me out. I came home and was exhausted. Took a nap and then went to dinner by myself, and then ended up meeting up with one of the other patients at dinner, a guy named Mike. And he said something as we were talking. He said something that kind of struck with me, because saying I've lived a good life, you know, but it breaks my heart when I see people like you that are young, have young kids, and whatever, dealing with cancer. But something that he and I had both shared in common a while ago, he had said something about feeling like having cancer was kind of like a gift. And I had said that very same thing in the podcast. And he said, you know, I feel so bad for people like you that are young and have to go through this. And I said, but remember how we talked about cancer being a gift to help us to grow and become the person that we need to be and learn the things we need to learn. So if you look at it that way, couldn't you say that I'm lucky to go through it now instead of having to wait 30 years so that I can take these lessons with me? We need to embrace and appreciate the challenges that we have that are sent to us for a specific reason to help us heal and learn and grow. I don't think we give enough credit to that. The reality that everything that we experience is leading to a greater purpose, whatever that purpose is. So everything is a symptom of healing. I feel good about everything that's going on. I just don't always feel good, if that makes sense. Coffee enema felt actually really good today to like get that toxic stuff, knowing I had taken like some medicine stuff out of me. Sorry if that's TMI. I mean, they're long and exhausting days, and some days I would come home exhausted, but I always felt like so good knowing, like, I just felt like my body was like, yes, like this feels so good to receive all these good things. I just felt so good knowing I was doing all these good things for my body. And today at the clinic, I had my final ultrasound, and it got me pretty nervous. It seems like so much like work and build up and a lot of days and hours spent getting to that point. And I know that a lot of people don't see change in 3 weeks. I'll continue with an at-home program, but still I would love to see change. And a lot of people do see change too. So I am really optimistic and hopeful, but it felt really nerve-wracking to be there laying on the table in that ultrasound room, knowing that a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of prayers and energy and thoughts and a lot of money have gone into getting me to that point. So praying for good things to happen and praying for peace regardless of the outcome. Yeah, I felt emotional from kind of beginning to end. I think I'm ready to be back with my kids, be back with my family. We got the ultrasound results back today, and everything's looking stable. Blood work looks all good and stable. It looked pretty good coming into it. And then the ultrasound results were pretty consistent. Maybe tiny bit of shrinkage, but very small decrease in size. And so I was hoping for more, but I know it's only been 3 weeks, and I was just reminded of something that I told somebody else, you know, with a cancer diagnosis, it's easy to want to be hasty and be like, I just want to get it out, you know, I just want to like do surgery or whatever. But I said to somebody else, you know, I'm playing the long game. I'm playing the long game because I want to live a long, healthy life, and I want to be with my kids. So, and I believe that God designed our bodies to heal, and I know my body, you know, created this, and I believe my body can figure out how to take care of it and resolve it. And so today was my last day of treatment at Hope for Cancer and ready to go home. Now I just want to like fast forward to like being home, hugging my babies. I keep like imagining like being at the airport and just like running to them running to me and just like hugging them, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to hold back the tears. So I'm ready to be home, ready to hug my babies.
My hope, you're my world, you're my hope. There is hope in every situation, all this pain I'm facing. For every dream I'm chasing, there's hope. There is hope in every situation, all this pain I'm facing.